This is a small piece of a show called A Shadow That Broke the Light that I wrote with my brother Adam about my brother Joey. Amidst this escalating opioid epidemic, during a time when it's difficult not to feel isolated, we wanted to let you know that you're not alone. For information on how you can share your story with us, you'll find an email address and a link at the end of this video. Thank you.
So, regret. And I know this is a dark path that you can intellectually rationalize does no good. It cannot help you, only leads to more pain and sorrow. Everybody says it's ultimately about the person and their relationship with the drug. It's ultimately their fight, their struggle. And I know that. But I also think that I can't help but think that there are actions I could have taken that would have changed the outcome. I can't let that go. I'll never be able to let that go. There's this moment at the beginning of A Christmas Carol where Jacob Marley says to Scrooge, "I wear the chains I forged in life. Boo!" You see, now that he's dead, those regrets, those sins of omission of action, it's what tortures him and all the spirits flying around him. He says it's not the chains, it's not the torture, it's seeing all these tiny moments, millions of them, when you could have done good or can do good now, but you're helpless to change it. It's over. And we're okay with that scene because we know the fucking story. We know that Scrooge is a monster, but he will have a chance to make amends. He will be redeemed. I wear the chains I forged in life. Here they are, in no particular order. I regret that I prioritized my career over my family. I support myself and my loved ones as an artist. It takes a great deal of focus and it kept me away. And there are some times that I think I am more emotionally invested in these imaginary characters that I play on stage than the real people in my life. The time spent on what? I regret every single second I was living some imaginary reality on stage where I could have carved out space for him. I will never have that time again. I regret that we didn't put my brother into full-time rehab, commit him if we had to. We talked about it. My family and I talked about it. They're going to hate this, that I'm saying this, that I'm sharing it. But we sat down around the kitchen table, Joey wasn't there, and we discussed it. Well, how would that work? How much would it be? How could he stay away from his job for that long? How would that reflect on him? What about his daughter? What about his wife and his marriage he's trying to save or not save or whatever? I mean, he goes to AA meetings. That's enough, right? We weren't more aggressive. We didn't act. And now it's too late. We failed. We failed him. I regret that I didn't tell my brother how much I loved him. I mean, I think he knew that I respected him, but how many times did I say, "I love you"? Not enough. Not nearly enough. I regret that I moved away. Or not. See, my family has this story they tell like it's a funny story. So my brother Adam, Joey, and my father and I got into a huge fight one night. See, the three of them wanted me to be more present in the life of the family. And I'm firing back with, okay, I'm not here for you. Well, you're not there for me. I do all this artistic work, not even 2 hours away. You won't get in the car, drive down and share that with me? I have friends whose families come to see every stupid fucking play they do. And to be honest, I didn't even need that from them. I was just using it as a weapon that night. Oh, and it was the night before Thanksgiving. when all the shit goes down. So anyway, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not here. Well, you're not there. And Joey says, why should I buy a ticket to watch you walk around on stage and say some words? That's your fucking job. You chose it. Can I sell you a ticket to watch me do my job? Will you give me a standing ovation when I wipe some grown man's ass? See, Joey worked in a halfway home for people with physical and intellectual disabilities. That was a good comeback. It's funny, brutal, right on the mark, typical Joey. And he's right. I left that town. But I can't help but think that town helped kill him. My brother still lives there with his son and his wife. Joey's daughter still lives there, my niece with his ex-wife. My dad still lives there. He lives alone now. My mom recently died. Cancer. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Ooh, honestly, enough already with the tragedy. But I can't help it. I've always thought there was an essential darkness in that place. And I love it too. My relationship with that town is totally fucked up. It's a weird kind of epilogue to this. A few months after Joey died, I was in this production of The Glass Menagerie. You probably had to read it in high school. And anyway, one of the things that drives the piece, I mean, there's a lot of things, but one of the essential engines is the guilt of this character, Tom, that I was playing. See, his mom needed him, his sister needed him, and he leaves, knowing full well what it'll do to them. Now maybe he had to go. Maybe he should have stayed. My family actually came to see that play. And at the end, there's a pretty famous monologue where Tom is talking to the audience, and he's basically saying, as the years have passed, he can't let the memory of his sister go. Right? Whenever he sees something or hears a certain sound, he's taken right back to the moment that he betrayed her. And I don't know if my family knew it that night, the night they came. But Tom is basically begging his sister to forgive him. And I was begging them to forgive me. Joey in particular. We went out for barbecue after the show, and we didn't say anything about it. It was kind of a shitty restaurant.